Michael Keaton was quoted in an interview saying that, with Batgirl being scrapped, he didn't care, but he had big fun and it was a nice check. Now, this is Josh Wilding from Comic Book Movie. Warner Brothers Discovery decided to pull the plug on Batgirl despite the fact principal photography had ended. Fans and filmmakers alike were left reeling. It was an unprecedented move and one which saw Adi El Arbri and Bilal Filals, I'm so sorry if I messed that up, everybody, from Miss Marvel, DC Comics adaptation deemed unreleasable in the press. Considering the fact that moviegoers had suffered through the likes of Black Adam and The Flash, it's hard to believe a title made for Max could really be all that bad. But ultimately, it felt like David Zaslav simply wanted to save money by scrapping a movie which wouldn't recoup its cost from a streaming debut. For what it's worth, DC Studios co-CEO Peter Safran has said Batgirl was not releasable and praised Zaslav and the team for making a very bold and courageous decision to cancel it because it would have hurt DC. As the DCEU's new Caped Crusader following Ben Affleck's disappearance after The Flash, Michael Keaton was enlisted to return as Batman alongside Leslie Grace's Barbara Gordon. Talking to GQ about Beetlejuice, the actor finally broke his silence on Batgirl being canceled. He said, no, I don't care one way or another. Big, fun, nice check, Keaton said while rubbing his fingers together in a universal gesture for moolah. He added, Batgirl directors, they're nice guys. I pull for them. I want them to succeed. And I think they felt very badly, and that made me feel bad. Me, though, I'm good. Sorry if that was a shitty Keaton impression. I've never really tried to do it before. While some might dismiss Keaton's take as callous, Batgirl looked set to serve as a big break for both Grace and Jacob Scipio. Sorry. It comes across more like he's been in Hollywood for a long time for a studio decision like this to not bother him. Elsewhere in the interview, the actor praised Tim Burton for casting him as Bruce Wayne in 1989's Batman, a decision which pre-internet saw 50,000 comic book fans write to Warner Brothers to protest the decision. Tim deserves enormous credit. He changed everything. I can't necessarily say this, but there's a strong possibility there is no Marvel universe, there's no DC universe without Tim Burton. He was doubted and questioned. So hearing all of that, man, I do see where just I was even careful about how I was putting this in the title, where with the clip out of how this can come off as very callous and clickbaity and whatnot. But what he's saying does make sense if you've been a part of the industry. I think it was still ridiculous not to release this movie personally, a finished movie, as far as it goes, and especially knowing what ultimately came after in The Flash and Black Adam and Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom and all that. I feel like you should have just let it. I can't believe that it would be that bad. And especially because then you had situations where this continued to happen with studios, mainly with Warner Brothers. Like you canceled Acme versus Coyote or whatever it was, which apparently was a good movie, but they scrapped it for similar reasons and stuff like that just to save money. It just came off as really ugly and callous and the worst. As far as what Keaton's saying, again, doesn't sound great, but for anybody that's been in the industry, you're aware until not only the check clears and the movie is out or the TV show is out, nothing exists. It's very sad to think of. And we even got to the point there where things would come out and they could still disappear. They could just cease to exist. The number of writers that I knew in the industry that their project they've been working on forever just disappeared during the strike. Same reason, both to make people feel bad, but also to save some bucks on stuff on streaming, is crazy. So it's just one of those things where it's like, knowing how this industry works, I used to get hurt about it myself, but literally until it comes out, there's no big thing. Like I had a project that I did with True Breeze, a Nerf commercial that was hilarious. Never saw the light of day because a mass shooting happened in somewhere in the U.S. I don't remember which one at the time. It's a statement in and of itself. But they obviously Nerf was like, let's not put out a new gun right now because that's the last thing we need to like kind of talk about as far as that goes. So like things like this happen in the industry all the time. That part I'm aware of. But based upon what has been talked about with Batgirl as far as it goes, it just seems like the reasoning behind it just felt off base to me. But that's my thought. What do you think, man? Let me know down in the comments.